Hey everybody, welcome to the video and welcome to Goodwill. Back at it again. May seem like every day, but it's not every day. I do go to several Goodwills in a row, usually in one day. And on this day, which will be coming out in a couple of days probably, is a Savers video. Decided to skip one Goodwill and head to Savers. But here we are, checking out the glass. Nothing really too appealing. There were some headphones, some wireless headphones, those Sony ones, they're gaming headphones. And I ask about them later. I don't think I film it, but they wanted $100 for them. And brand new, they go for about $150. It's kind of strange because brand new, they go for about $150. And then used, it's like $15 or $20. It's a huge drop off. So I opened them up and they were used. So gotta check the box before you make the purchase. So we're gonna head down the aisle here. We're gonna see what we got. This day was, the day of annoying carts. All these carts were not necessarily hard to push, but they kept they either were turning in one direction or bum wheel. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the carts today. We're going to start off with the purses, just because we've had so much luck there. If I start finding luck in another area, I'll shift to where I'm going to start my searching. However, typically at this Goodwill, I start at the glass and then work my way around the corner and then go up along the edge towards the purses just happen to be there, so it'll be purses, electronics, and then up and down each aisle after that. I was just checking out a Nintendo 64 game because they had a few of them in the glass, but I didn't even bother asking the prices because they were probably going to be like $20 or $25. Kind of had a Tory Burch kind of look to that purse, but decided not to. Another purse, kind of not familiar with, WWF. For those of you that are wrestling fans, you'll remember when the World Wrestling Federation was around. I mean, it still is, but now it's WWE, or World Wrestling Entertainment. But they got into a bit of a dispute over the acronym. And World Wildlife Foundation or Fund, I forget what it's. I think it said Foundation won. So, and now it is WWE. This was kind of an interesting purse. London Fog. I did do a quick lookup because I remember London Fog from years ago, a couple decades ago. It was a pretty popular, kind of not high-end brand, but it was sold in Macy's and the major department stores that would anchor malls. But I don't think it's... Yeah, and I looked up the purse. I was like, is it worth it even picking it up, paying the price? And it wasn't. But there is movement in the purses. Like there is a good sell-through rate. It just depends on your buy cost. Look for the purse. One of the other purses I threw in there, I'm not sure if you caught that, but it was a Coach purse. And I grabbed it. I was going to examine it later. I'm not sure if I have that on camera or not, but it turned out to be a fake. And when I grabbed it and picked it up, first of all, I'm like, why is it over here and not in the glass? But then in grabbing it, it just didn't have the right feel to it. So, but I threw it in the cart anyway, so I can do a little bit of a deeper dive when I have a little bit of time, or I should say after I'm done quickly going through everything and trying to get some profitable items in the cart. Like Kate Spade, it was just unusual that it was out here. A couple of name brands that would normally be in the glass, but they're out here on the floor, which is kind of odd. This isn't super valuable, but it is from Disney Parks. It does go for about $15 to $20 a crossbody. It is, when you search for it on eBay, it's Disney Nerds. is what you're looking for, and they have a whole line of. I don't think they sell that anymore. I mean, we were at Disney not too long ago, Disneyland that is, and I didn't see any of that that style of purse or wallet or anything. So I doubt they still make that pattern. But I decided to pick it up, and I picked this up too. And I knew right off the bat, I knew with the feel, Hobo. There it is, Hobo International. So I'm definitely going to pick that. That's about a $30 or $40 little purse. Interesting design because it had like a upside down zipper around thing. So, but if Hobo has a very unique feel to the leather, I mean, this is a super soft leather. So when you already are aware of what it is, then you'll find it every time you're going through purses or wallets. You'll find it every time. So let's see. Now we're in the electronics, and let's see here. There's a Scentsy down there. Definitely staying away from Scentsy at the Goodwill. I mean, if I find it at garage sales, which I don't go to too many garage sales, then maybe for $1 or $2 I'll pick it up. But I'm not going to pick it up at a Goodwill. Usually, it's priced up around close to $10, and Scentsys on average go for right around between $10 to $15. So some of the more intricate or unique designs will go upwards in the 20s, 25s, but it's just not selling for what it used to. I do pick up this amp speaker thing. I believe it's like a speaker, Bluetooth speaker, I think. I look up the name either way later on, and I put it back. It wasn't worth picking up. But it was heavy though, and that's what really prompted me to get it. Cables. Sometimes you do want to take a look at some cables. Just, there are some unique ones out there. Again, you'd have to comp them out, look at them, and see if it's even worth it. Like I said before, some of the unique power adapters that have unique connections do sell pretty well. Like $10 to $20 for the adapters, because they have that unique connection. It's not universal. Like a lot of electronics nowadays, especially like laptops, and you saw a router there. They all kind of use the same power adapter style of connection in the back. And you can buy universal adapters that will have all the different connections for you. It's just the older ones, I don't think there was really much of a standard, so they get weird. I've seen some weird ones. As a matter of fact, at my Sabres video, you'll see an instance where I didn't pick something up, and I'll dive into that a little more deeper. But it had to do with the power adapter. So, check out the golf clubs. Not really spotting anything that's going to draw me in. So, just taking... Oh, that was about to fall. Just taking a peek and seeing if there's anything of interest there. Some Nike, Scotty Cameron. Anything good like that. Check out these end caps. Nothing really good. I spot a... down here on the bottom, it's called Paper Jams. And they make like I think it's literally like cardboard guitars. This is an amplifier. I do look it up. It turns out not to be only worth about $8, maybe $15. You might be able to stretch it to $15, but I think they wanted $11 for it. And I was like, nah, it's not going to be within the profit margin that I'm looking for that type of item. I do later find one of the guitars, but it's in a huge box, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I want to mess with that. And I've sold the Paper Jams. They aren't fast sellers. They do sell, but they aren't fast. And generally, the ones I've sold the guitars, and they go for about $30. Here's that Coach. I'm about to look it up, but then I was about to look up the code, and then I got distracted. But the interior of that purse even felt wrong. I was like, oh man, it was weird. It was super stiff and rough. I was like, oh, this is definitely... But I wanted to look up the style code really quick and see what I can find. There we are. We just turned around, look at the other bags that are here, seeing what they got. That was kind of interesting. It looked like maybe I don't know, some sort of drink dispensing cooler thing of some kind. I don't know. I thought that might have been a sports sack. I'm looking for any backpacks, any good name brands that are out there. That's been made in Mexico. Real nice leather, but I don't think it was worth too much. Maybe $15 or so. This was really cool, but I have one kind of like this. This was Old Navy. And vintage Old Navy. And I have an Old Navy suede purse right now that I was kind of testing the waters with. I'm like, oh, I'll pick it up. I got it for pretty cheap, maybe like $4 or $5. And I put it out there, and I wanted to see how it does. So if that one had sold really quickly, I would have picked up this one immediately. But it's still sitting there. So we'll see. We will see. This was interesting. This was a diaper bag, which I'm going to put in the cart to look it up a little bit later. But checking out the toys here. It's pretty stacked full of toys. And I see a wallet, a Buxton wallet. Which Buxton is good. It's decent depending upon how much you buy it for. I think that was either $6 or $8. And the comps are probably going to fall around $15 on that wallet. Or I should say the sell price was probably going to fall to about $15 on that wallet. So I didn't want to mess with that at that price. If it was a couple bucks, different story. I would have picked it up, but it was like $6 to $8 or so. Take a look at the plush. Haven't had any good plush scores lately, but I am keeping my eye out. I'm looking out. I'm looking for something good. Hopefully something pops up soon. And back wall. This back wall is fully stocked. Fully stocked in here. Before we were getting in, there were some old ladies that were it was like, it's 10 o'clock, it's 10:01, it's 10:02. I'm like, oh my goodness. These people are just chomping at the bit trying to get in the door. They're being a little aggressive. Let me look at this box here. Take a look at the, turned out to be like, I think it was handles or something. This was I spot that CPU or computer processor cooler. It's an AIO or an all-in-one cooler, liquid cooler, and by a company called Corsair. They do a lot of performance, high performance computer accessories. They do cooling. They do keyboards. They do mice. And this is a little bit of a higher end one. It's a bigger one. It's a 360 millimeter, I believe, cooler, and so it has 3 fans. It is on the larger side, and it is white too. So white does command a bit of a premium when it comes to internal case components, like the motherboards, the process, memory, and all that, and the coolers and the fans. And it's looks like it's RGB. It's probably controlled and everything. So, but upon opening it, it was not what was in here. It looks like somebody replaced their old one, and the one that was in there was a 240 millimeter rad or radiator unit. So, and look up here, there's one fan in there. So they probably replaced their old 240 millimeter with this new 360 one and donated that. So I wasn't gonna mess with that. I put that back. If it was the other one, it would have been probably. And you know what? I have purchased one from this Goodwill before. It was a 360. I don't think it was white though, but it was I think it was a Corsair, 360 millimeter, all-in-one CPU cooler. Would have been nice, but gotta check the boxes. Got to check the boxes. So
Diaper
I think I was gonna check out that that bag that's sitting there, that diaper bag, and it turned out to be like $20, maybe $20 in the high end. Again, probably like a $15 bag, used. So I'm definitely gonna return. I thought I was in the bag aisle. I took it out. I was gonna hang it up, and I was like, nah. I'll wait on that. But check out the knickknacks, looking for something to draw me in, looking for something cool, something of profit, something of value. But I do find something, not here, but a little bit further down. We're gonna move down the aisle here, and I'll find something here. I mean, I wouldn't say the stuff is trash, but it is useful stuff. It's not for resale. But I don't know if you see those headphones down there, and I know exactly what those are. Noise canceling Sony earphones.
There we go. No problem.
There we go. And I think I've had this model or maybe another model of those, and those go for about $50 to $60. So, and I think the price on it was like $4 or $6. Granted, if they work, but I'm willing to take the gamble. So we're definitely going to take those, put those in the cart. That was a good score out of this aisle here. You know, kind of strange. It should have been in the electronics section, and then it should have probably been in the glass, but it was not, and it was sitting there for me to snatch up really quick. And then I find this flask here. It felt a bit weighty, and sure enough, it was glass. I picked it up, and I just thinking it was, you know, just a stainless steel flask, and it turns out to be glass. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That was a nice little lid. Kind of unique. I was looking for a brand name or something. The leather pouch definitely looks older. Not sure about the glass. Probably goes with it because it looks pretty custom. And turns out, I think it's about $20 to $30 flask. Kind of cool if I don't keep it. I was gonna look up those binoculars because I'm familiar with the brand. I thought maybe it's worth something. I didn't think so, but I didn't want to leave it behind if it of course, it would have any profit or any value, if it was profitable. And it's only a couple of solds with that name. And as far as listed go, there was nothing new. And then as far as listed goes, I'm just going through the rotation here. A bunch of listed, like as low as $10. I'm not gonna deal with that. We'll leave it on the shelves. We'll move on. Quickly checking up a glass flask, and look at theirs. There was one for $14, but that might have been a little bit of an outlier because they're more like the $25 to $30 range. 40. There's one for 40. That was a brown leather. So that's definitely a keep. I'm taking it. Maybe a keeper. We will see. I was trying to find the I had a pair of these headphones too, and so I knew what they were. I couldn't find the what do you call it, model number on that. So there were like a series of numbers, but I couldn't tell that wasn't the model. I find out. I'm not sure if I record it or anything, but you have to expand the headphones all the way, and then you'll see the where it says Sony and the model number on it on the metal part. So I was able to find it, able to just confirm, and sure enough, $50 to $60 for those headphones. So they're really nice headphones. I used them before, and so they don't provide the best noise canceling, but they're very comfortable, great sound. and I would definitely pick them up. I'm looking up that Buxton wallet now, and for $6, it's not going to be much profit there for me, so I'm going to leave it behind. Plus, it might not be a fast mover. I don't think I've sold Buxton before, and it's not an incredibly fast mover. It is popular, but it's not. It doesn't move very fast. So I'm definitely going to put that one back, and we're going to move down to the end caps, and kind of just staring at the cart over there, seeing if there's anything for me to grab. Another bar tap handle. Nothing. It was peeling. It was priced pretty well, but it was coming off. So I was like, nah, leave that behind. And I saw this. Thought it maybe looked like an antique, but no. I'm going to move down the wood. Nothing really grabbing my attention here. There were some jewelry boxes, but nothing that I determined was worth any value. Plus, this one had quite a bit of damage to it. So we're moving down. We're moving down to the end. So there's another jewelry box. Couldn't determine a maker on it, but it's got a lot of dings on it, so it was cool. I thought it was initially cedar lined, but it wasn't. It had a fabric, or I thought it might have been made of cedar, but no. Probably vintage. That tag, if I remember correctly, said made in Taiwan. Nah, leaving that behind. We're moving on. We don't really deal too much in the wood here. See a random purse. I don't know where that came from. Someone probably abandoned it there. I think it was a Rossetti, that Rossetti brand. Nah. Definitely one that you should be passing up. Well, I mean, depending on what you ultimately buy it for. And we're going to try to sneak in here. There's, this is where they stash a lot of their Target stuff at this one. And nothing that great. I mean, sometimes they do get good stuff here, but there's some Hokas there. Nah, they look pretty well worn. But there's other Goodwills that get better Target stuff. This one doesn't seem to get that great of when it comes to Target items. They don't really get that great, and when they do, they're usually priced up a bit, and I will have to pass on those items. I am wanting to go through the carts that are out and the bins, but it just opened and I really haven't been through all the aisles yet. And there's a little purse here, just didn't feel that great, but I want to check out the brand. If anything, just to get familiar with it, to know not to buy it in the future. But I really should be going up and down the aisles just because they're fresh. They're fresh aisles. I haven't been through them yet. But it's just so tempting to go through these carts here that are coming out. You just kind of get in this mindset of like, there's a cart, there's more new stuff. Let's go check it out. They're bringing out the good stuff. And I don't think there was anything on these carts. And I don't think there was anything in those bins that I even picked up. So I should be going just through the aisles. Let's see what's in here. Oh no, I do pick up something. I forgot. I picked up this clock. This is a IKEA clock, and I do find a comp. I'm not sure if I showed on camera or not, but I do find a comp for $1.99, which went on bids. But IKEA clocks do really well. This one, it's kind of odd because usually when you look up the names for IKEA stuff, you don't really find too much. Or you don't find anything comparable or anything even listed. anything sold or listed. So, but they do sell. They do sell. They do sell pretty well. So look up IKEA stuff. When you have IKEA stuff, look it up. I have a good track history with the clocks and selling them. So I'm definitely picking up that clock since it's brand new. If it was used, I wouldn't be picking it up. But since it's brand new, I'm going to pick it up. Trying to reach down, see what these little discs are. I'm not sure. They turn out to be just some generic headphones, wireless headphones. Nothing fancy. So look those back. Some shoes or Dockers. Dockers from back in the day. It's like, want to dress up? Like when I was a kid, we're gonna dress up. We're gonna dress up in our Dockers. I think Dockers still exists. This is a Google, kind of like a Amazon pod speaker, but they had it priced pretty high. And really nothing else in there. Gonna stack everything back in. Put everything back in there. Nothing else for me in there. So we're gonna. I don't think I even checked out the mugs yet. So. So we're gonna go down. We're not picking up plates. We're not plates. I mean, I'm looking for Pyrex, and that Pyrex will be hiding out here somewhere. So I'm definitely keeping my eye out for Pyrex bowls. I think I only have one more Pyrex bowl left in my inventory, so I do like to keep Pyrex out there just because it does sell, and it sells pretty well. Let's check out these end caps. Is there anything there? Anything? Iridescent little votive holder things. And then white pottery. White pottery is in the same category as clear glass. Usually not worth it. And this might have been worth it, but it was $20, and I put it in my cart, and I was tossing around whether or not to get it. It goes for about $30, $35. A really nice, yeah, that was one of those old ladies just pushing me out of the way. She had enough room on that side. She didn't have to push me away. Those two old ladies, though, they were getting kind of aggressive and there and stuff. Yeah, this would turn out not to be worth it. So we're gonna put that back. Well, we're gonna put it back later. I'm gonna carry around the cart. I'm gonna think about it. Should I get it? Should I not get it? For myself, basically. But I determined it's just a little too plain. I like more elaborate, more intricate type of decanters. But that clock, I was looking at it, going back and forth on it. I'm like, all right, let me just quickly see the name on it. And it does look pretty good. That was what was that? Seth Thomas clock. So I'm going to pick it up. I am going to put it back later. And it does have a model number on it, so you can search it by the model number. It's on the back. The battery compartment was exposed, and I didn't think it should be exposed. So after doing just a quick little bit more research on it, turns out it is missing the backing. And this, even if it did have the backing, this exact Seth Thomas clock goes for about $20-ish if it was complete and working. So, because it's not complete, because I don't know if it's working, I'm going to put it back. It is a nice clock, though. It has a significant amount of weight to it.
Tuscany Classics.
We're going to look up this decanter. I'm not sure why I didn't type decanter right off the bat, but it came up with a whole bunch of other Lennox Tuscany stuff. decanter. So the decanters aren't really that great, so I was gonna leave it behind. I mean, it is Lennox. If it was Waterford, oh, I'd definitely be picking that up. But Lennox is a little too oversaturated, maybe. I mean, it does have some value, depending upon that. But for $20, no way. There's that clock right there. Oh, $6. I thought it was $1.99 for some reason. $6 was what the last exact sold in that comp, and that was bids. So, but with my history on IKEA clocks, I know I can get $25 to $30 in that clock. So that's definitely staying in the cart. And this has a cooler color. It's gray, and the ones I did sell were all white. So I think the gray would be a little more original, maybe a little bit better seller. We'll see. All right, we're back on the shelves. There's like a glare coming in. Right from the, oh man, is that Glossy Baby? Do I spot Glossy Baby? As soon as I picked it up, though, it didn't have the weight. And then I was like, oh, it doesn't have the mark either. So it's not signed. I'm like, no. And it doesn't even have the weight. It doesn't have the weight. A Glossy Baby has a good weight to the glass. But a good replica. That was very good. Very well done. But not the real deal. So a fake Glossy Baby, and then we find a fake Coach purse. So a couple of fakes on this trip today to this Goodwill. I was hoping maybe that was a sign. Maybe that was a sign that there might be Glossy Babies floating around somewhere here. Or maybe that's a sign for the Goodwills I'll be heading to. Maybe there's something, but ultimately none found today. So I just gotta turn around and glance at the other side. And just see if there's anything there. I see some blue glass down towards the bottom in the baggies. Just wanted to. They were little spray bottles, glass spray bottles. So not too much value there at all. So once I was able to get a closer look, I saw what they were, and I'm like, nah, we're passing that up. This lid might be, well, I was trying to figure out what the brand was. If it's something like Le Creuset or something, might be good to resell. A lot of people are looking for lids. Either they're missing their lid, or they buy one without a lid, and they need a lid. So keep your eye out for the lids. Even Pyrex lids can do pretty well, depending on what you're buying it for. So usually they're priced up at Goodwills. But at flea markets and garage sales, you can usually get the loose lids for about $1 or $2. And then people are always looking for replacement lids. So, and a lot of Pyrex, when you find it, there's no lid. So it'd be cool to find a lid. Some people want to complete the whole set. This was unique. This was I think it was Johnny Walker or Jack Daniel's glass. The writing was underneath. So when you looked at it from the top down, it was written correctly. You can read it. For like Washington, D.C., rocks glasses, souvenir glasses. Not worth anything. I have bought and sold shot glasses, but it's too, you just have to find the right ones. And where I've had success with shot glasses are in the ones usually from like Las Vegas. Pretty much those are the only ones I've sold. Las Vegas, and I sold the Disneyland one, but other than that, it depends on what you buy it for, and if it has a desirable location. So probably not going to sell any from San Jose anytime soon, but maybe San Francisco, maybe New York. Like I said, I've sold the Las Vegas ones. They do pretty well. And I think Las Vegas is kind of known for their shots. DVDs. Not a DVD buyer today. Just scanning, making sure there's, just trying to look out for anything, see if there's anything sitting there that I can recognize that would be worth reselling. I don't do albums. I'm not familiar with albums. Have I bought and sold albums? Yes, I bought and sold albums. But, just because I recognize the name or the artist, or I know it has value. And generally, when it comes to albums, I want to be in them at a buck an album. Not too much, because generally they're only worth about $5, maybe $10 in the highest. And so, but the ones I've sold have been worth upwards into the $20 range. Like there was Disney Jamboree one that I sold for $25 recently, so that went pretty well. But generally, I don't do albums. Books. Keep an eye out for some good books. Trying to see if I spot anything good really quick right off the bat. No, nothing there. Looking for any investing books. There's that holy grail of investing. If you find it, it's worth a few $1,000s. And looking out for cookbooks. I've sold some old cookbooks before that have gone for a few hundred. So, or even sci-fi. I sold an old copy of Dune. It sold for like $90. So there's definitely some value in books. Now, where there's not much value is hats. I haven't found really any great hats lately. But I still look. I mean, I like hats. I wear hats often, and I will still be looking at hats. Just taking a peek, seeing what's out there, if there's anything good. I did sell a San Jose Giants churro hat recently. I think it sold for I was asking $40 or $50 for it, and it sold for $30. So, probably one of my higher end hat sales as of late. I am going to run into one of my buddies here, reselling buddies, and we are going to chit chat just a little bit near the glass, because I did want to take a look at the glass again really quick, and I wanted to look, like I said, I wanted to look at those headphones a little bit more that I saw in the beginning, and just check out the condition. I mean, if they were really brand new, nah. Okay, good. I do show that. So look, this bag right here, Coach. As you can see, it looks okay. There's discoloring. But upon further review, now this is all just a field test. I really didn't even need to do a deeper look into the stitching or anything. The leather just did not feel very quality. The internal was rough. It was like catching my skin. It was kind of weird. So that was definitely a go back. I was not picking that up. Hobo, definitely a keeper. That bag's going back. Disney, not worth too much, but it's Disney. It's gonna get a lot of views. That tiny little clock I'm sticking with the IKEA. That's gonna be my value right there. Oh yeah, and I forgot to look that up at this point, but I do look it up, and it's not worth it. And my eBay app kind of got weird. Sometimes I run into this problem where it says you've done too many searches. I'm like, what? Like what? And then you just let it sit for a little while, then it works itself out. But here comes the recap of what I purchased at this Goodwill. Okay, everybody, this is the recap, and this is the haul, not this stuff here. Small haul, but it's meant to be a small haul. This is meant to be an educational video, and I'm trying to help everybody out there. Anybody that's into reselling, or just wants cool stuff, to go out to Goodwill or flea markets or at garage sales, wherever you source, and hopefully find similar items or similar names to help you guys, make a profit or save money, whatever your goal is. And I want to show in the videos me looking stuff up,
why I'm even grabbing something. Why did I even grab this? I mean, I didn't even, I'm not 100 familiar with his name. Maybe I saw it in the past, maybe I didn't. But why did I grab it? Why did I even think that this could be worth something? So, in all the years I've been doing this, you kind of get a sense of what has value, what doesn't have value. You learn the different names. You basically learn what to be looking out for, so you can resell it and make money. That's my goal, is to help you guys find items like this, maybe find the exact items, and you guys can make money. Or maybe you're just looking for a good pair of headphones on the cheap, and these are really good headphones too. But first, Disney, good name. Everybody probably in the world knows about Disney. This is a Disney Parks, which means it can only be had at Disney Parks. In the U.S., as far as I know, I mean, maybe this can be found outside of the U.S., I don't know, because there are other parks in the world. And this pattern, I'm pretty sure it's retired already. I don't know. I haven't seen this, and I've been to the parks a few times the last couple of years, and I have not seen this pattern. But really cool. Crossbody. It's Disney. It was $5.29. They usually would have marked this up. I would have expected this to be at least $12 at Goodwill. And if it was that price, I wouldn't have picked it up, because this is about a $15 to $20 item here. So I'm going to post this. Hopefully I get close to 20, but we'll see. Should be a fast seller too. It's a crossbody. It's Disney. It's like got a kid's vibe to it. So we'll see how that goes. Next item up to look out for is Hobo. Now, I did make a little bit of a mistake today, and I didn't really examine the price. I thought this was $6.49, and for some reason, I didn't notice it was $16. So I'm like, oh. Now that I'm home and I'm going through everything, I was like, you know what? I don't know why I thought it was $6.49 in the store. I didn't, sometimes you make mistakes. They happen. Luckily, this purse goes for 40 to 50 bucks. So it's still going to make me like a $20 profit at least, I hope, on this one. And it's in great condition, clean. A little unusual because it kind of opens upside down. It's got this great, like, huge, what do you call this? Fob zipper attachment thing. Got this huge one there, but it's in great condition. And Hobo, when you feel a Hobo purse, it just has a unique, the leather is just so soft. It's so, when you feel a Hobo purse, you'll immediately be able to pick them out as you're going through other stuff. Because it's not branded Hobo, but just from the feel of it and the look of it, and then I saw the, boom, Hobo confirmed. It's got a nice chain. It's a that's crossbody. That's the length of a crossbody right there. But it opens upside down. It's kind of unusual. I mean, it's kind of convenient if it's on your, you have it down, you're just kind of looking, quickly open it up, get whatever out, but you better make sure you close that. Especially, this, to me, this would be like a club purse. Or you're going out, and hopefully you're not having too many drinks and forget to zip it up, because then you flop it over, boom, there goes everything. But it's kind of an interesting design. It's cool. And it's a nice blue too, nice cobalt blue. Really cool. And Hobo sells really quick too. If it's priced right, it sells very quick. So be on the lookout. Hobo, international, great purse. This one here, I wasn't familiar with the name, although I've seen the Pele name before, but Vera Pele I was not familiar with. So about a 20, I think it was $20 to $29 comp on that. It's nice leather, just this kind of like a rough, kind of got like a little bit of an unfinished type of leather on the interior here. A little bit of fabric for the pocket. Overall, it was just a nice quality. When I first saw it, I noticed the stitching was well done. I noticed it was leather, and you can even smell the leather coming off. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people like that leather smell. I like that leather smell. The only thing that was kind of put me off a little bit was this, this magnetic connector. It's kind of cheap, and most modern purses have that, especially a lot of purses coming out of China. But not all purses coming from China are bad, though. And then made in Italy. So made in Italy, of course, look at that stitching there. That is definitely a made in Italy type of stitching job. And this strap's all leather. It's almost all leather purse. I mean, except for a little bit of fabric here, and then Wait, it's like a kind of like fabric over leather here, and then obviously the metal clasp there, or magnetic attachment. So that was like, all right, it's kind of cool. It's kind of plain, kind of just basic, but it's good quality. It's well made. So that prompted me to then look up the name, and sure enough, it's going to bring good profit for $5. If it was 10, I would have thought about it for a second. Still decent profit. Anything over 10, it probably wouldn't have been a pickup. Even with 10, that would have probably pushed my profit to right around maybe. I'm anticipating to make a minimum of $15 on this. Anything more than that would be great. According to comps, I probably should make around $20 on it, but I'm always willing to accept offers, and my guess is it's probably going to go for around 20, but we'll see. We will see. Don't be afraid to accept offers on items. It helps to move stuff. I think it looks good in the algorithm to eBay. Some people will say otherwise. No one really knows except eBay. And but anytime I think you make a sale and you're making profit, that's a good sale, a good day. Okay, then of course we got Sony headphones. These are noise canceling headphones. I've owned a pair. I think they were either this model or similar to it. They have the USB-C, which is the modern way to power your devices, the modern connector. And so I immediately spotted them. I knew what they were. $8. I knew that was a great deal. I looked it up in store to confirm that. Now, I couldn't find the model number right off the bat, and I was like, what's the model? But you have to pull these out here, and then it gives you... Is that the model? No, the model's on this side. And it gives you the model on this side over here. So, that's a way to look these ones up. And they go for $50 to $60. So, great pair of headphones. They charged up. Everything works fine. And for $8, turn that into $50 to $60? Shoot. That was a great find right there. Great find. Again, if you guys see Sony headphones, usually they already know what they got. Wherever you're sourcing at. If it says Sony, they'll already be priced up. But $8, yeah, was in the right place, right time. I'm pretty sure if I hadn't gotten there first thing in the morning, those would have been snapped up already. But great find of the day. Then we have this flask. So I saw it there. I was like, that looks pretty old. And I picked it up, and there was weight to it. And I was like, whoa, that's kind of... I didn't expect that. And it looks old. And I was like, all right, it's a little weighty. Let's see. Material looks old. It's got a nice little button clasp there that still works. Still in great condition. And, of course, I opened it up. Like, all right, it has a little bit of a... Oh, that's glass. I smelled it, too. See if there's any remnants of anything in there. I don't know. But then I was like, that is a glass flask is what that is. So unusual. I'm like, you know what? Let me just look that up really quick. Just because you don't see glass flasks that often. Usually they're just, steel, stainless steel, or I have a nice titanium one. And so it's like, it's kind of intriguing. It has its own little pouch that goes with it. It'd be nice if it had like a little belt clip or a clip of any kind. But I looked it up, and sure enough, it's about 30 to 40 bucks. It's no name, doesn't have a name, but it's just a glass flask. So pretty cool. And this, I just put my finger in something funky. It does need cleaning. Needs a little bit of cleaning. I put my finger in something funky already. But piece of cake. This is a piece of cake to clean. The harder ones are the smaller flasks, like the little tin ones they sell in the stores. Getting those clean, that's a pain in the butt. Okay. Make sure everything's in frame. Let me my finger. Got a little bit of alcohol there. Always have alcohol on hand just in case. Alcohol, water, goo gun, heat gun, all these tools of the trade. Scotty peelers, good pair of scissors. Okay, so the glass flask, again, it had a weight to it. It had age. Prompted me to look it up. And once I looked it up, sure enough, it doesn't have a name, but glass flask. And then IKEA. Again, I always say, look at IKEA. People love IKEA. I don't love IKEA, and I think I told you why I don't love IKEA, because I built so much IKEA's furniture over the years. $4.39. An IKEA clock. Now, one sold comp. It was for $6 on this guy. But I think it goes for more, because I've sold IKEA clocks 20, 30, I think around the $30 range was the last sale. I think the one right before that was 25. I accepted an offer. But they were a little bit smaller than this. They were all white. So I think I could probably get this for $40. Get $40 out of it. I'm gonna list it for 40, but look at my buy costs. I mean, $4. I'll go down to 30 on that. Maybe I'll go down to 25 on this clock and still make around $20 on it. But IKEA clocks. Reason why I'm picking it up, I've already sold 2 IKEA clocks already this year, and I found another one. So sold comp told me it was $6, but it was on bids, so I'm not going to use that sold comp at all. I'm going to use my selling history that I have to try to get at least $40 for that clock. But that's the small haul we have today. I hope this guys helped. I hope this helped you, anybody out there that's watching. And please leave me comments down below if you guys have any questions about anything, about the process, about how to run your eBay store, how to source items, where to source, where to do. Let me know down below in the comments. I appreciate the new subscribers. Appreciate thumbs up. More subscribers, always. But thank you guys for watching, and there'll be another video out tomorrow. Thanks.